This is a response video. I can't pull it up. My okay, a response to um, what the collapse could bring, and it was a really interesting video. And what she was talking about is there's a lot of people on a lot of drugs right now, and if this system collapses, a lot of these people won't get access to the drugs that they're addicted to. And there's a lot of, powerful street drugs that people are addicted to, that if they don't get it, they go a little nuts. Just talk to a few nurses. Had some comments from the perception of a nurse that's dealing with somebody that's, on drugs, and how powerful they are and how out of control they are. But some of the worst drugs are the prescription drugs. Prozac, for instance. I mean, it's, a lot of these antidepressant type drugs are designed for you to be happy. But what they're doing is taking away your brain's ability to create happy chemicals. So if you don't get that prescription, then your brain is stuck on making bad chemicals. So you can't feel happy. So you will feel angry. Everything that those drugs are doing to suppress is like building up everything you don't want to experience. And when you get somebody that's really, really angry and really, really powerful and really out of control, just sort of see that it's your perceptions of what they're going through, and don't get caught up into it. um, these people are not, and I'm only saying this because if there is a collapse, if I'm not successful at making some changes and changing some perceptions going on in the world, then yeah, it's going to get really, really bad. And if it does get really, really bad, then you're going to be dealing with this kind of shit. But if we wake up to this now, then everything can change, because this is what's going on right now. You will see people on drugs. It's not like that, this is a new thing. You see it every day. You see it in hospitals. So it's like if these nurses, anybody that's dealing with people that have an addiction of any kind, can kind of see a different picture that's going on, then our whole reality would change. Um, One story that might help you open up your perspective to what these people are going on. First of all, nobody gets angry unless they have a reason to be angry. So just because you don't have your, well, first of all, not getting what you want will make you mad, and these people want drugs. Um, why do they want drugs? Because they want to be happy, So if you don't give them their happy experience, because ultimately that's what they want, they will be angry, angry, angry people. So, but they may perceive that they want drugs to make them happy, but ultimately the end goal is they just want to be happy. So I would not fear these people, because that will create more fear. You are going to be a reflection of what you experience through these people. So if you fear them, you'll create them. They're hypersensitive right now, so they will reflect what's inside you. So if you fear them, they will be more fearful than you. You'll give them a reason to be full of fear. If you hate them, they will hate you back. If you are negative towards them, they will be more negative towards you. So when you happen to run across anybody that, is a little angry, a little fearful, really out of control, don't you be out of control. Don't you be fearful. Don't you, don't let their energy, because they'll change you into what they are. They will come at you angry and pissed off and frustrated, and that will transform you into them. So kind of look how that game is played, that they may have more energy than, more power over what you think, and how you think than you think, you know? So you got to be the power. You got to be stronger than they are. And you got to know what it is that calms them down. First of all, that love and experience, you know, so what makes you feel love? You know, acceptance for one thing, understanding, compassion. Those are things that all calm us down. So when you see people like that, deal with them with compassion, with love, acceptance. You know, don't put them down. Don't make them look like they're worse than you. Don't make them feel anything less than perfect beings. You know, when you treat them like that, they tend to calm down much faster. And how I kind of notice this is when you see yourself in that, when you see yourself angry and frustrated and really pissed off, then you can kind of see, oh, that person must be going through the same thing I was. Oh, that is so out of control rage. When was I out of control rage? When I had a reason to be out of control rageful. You know, the system is a little fucked up. A lot of criminals. A lot of these criminals own a lot of money. A lot of these criminals are running our court system and our government systems. They're our police. They're everything that you would trust. You know, so there's pretty damn good reason to be full of fear. But I knew that I had to make a shift in that. Anyways, when I seen this one girl, and I knew her story, I knew everything that she was going through, and it was basically an identical story to me. So, you know, sometimes she would have another experience of something. I mean, every day brings another experience, and I may not be right there when she had these experiences, but I can tell every time she had one of those experiences, she'd kind of lose control. She'd kind of get really pissed off, you know. And these experiences were making her not sleep. I lived right underneath her. I could hear her going every day and every night, like nonstop, to the point where I wasn't sleeping day or night. And it went on for months. And nobody was interested in helping. Everybody was interested in labeling her, and like here she's a victim of a crime, but yet they're making her look like she's the criminal. So if that won't drive you friggin' insane, nothing will. And the medical system that just you know, judges you to be a drug addict, and it's like, no, she was doing no drugs. I was seeing her 24/7. Yeah, eventually she'll self-medicate because, you know, if nobody else is going to help her out, then, you know, if you can't get medication from a drugstore, you're going to get it from the streets, which is what I've had to do several times. And and I'm saying that my muscles completely seized. I mean, every single muscle in my body completely seized up tight, and I can't tell you how painful that is. And going into the medical system here in Canada, where we say it's so perfect, got zero help. Had to go through a friend to give me a couple of Tylenols to calm my system down and get some muscle relaxants. You know, like I had to get it on the street because I couldn't get it from my medical system here in Canada, which we say is really good. Anyways, back to my neighbor. Anytime that, like, eventually she started talking to herself. So she's, you know, developing a lot of what we perceive to be mental illnesses, but it's not. She's acting perfectly normal in an insane world. And only because I could see myself falling into those same patterns, but was a little stronger and didn't fall into that. But I could see any time that she was doing that. And obviously when she was really, really angry and, you know, kind of really yelling and sort of really out of control, I knew right away that, you know, she needed to talk to somebody. She needed to be heard. Not just talk, but to be heard. She needed to be validated. And the magic words were, hey, I know you got something to say. I know you know something that nobody else is seeing, and I really want to hear what it is you've got to say. And then all of a sudden, she kind of calmed down right away, and she was like, you want to hear what I've got to say? So, you know, she really calmed down practically instantly. And then when I told her, look, you know, there's nothing wrong with you. You're acting perfectly normal in an insane world. All of a sudden, she calmed down even more. And then all of a sudden, she's able to talk logically. She was able to explain what was going on. and able to calm down an awful lot. And basically what helped her a lot is for her to know that she wasn't alone, and that there are other people just wanting to support her. She wasn't bad, but yet the whole world is judging her to be bad. And so, if the system does collapse, and if you do see these people that are full of rage and they ain't getting their drugs, there's a reason why they needed their drugs in the first place. And drugs are not going to be the answer that gives you nothing, and we will experience that. But when we start connecting with each other as human beings, when we are more compassionate, when we are more understanding, when we are more empathetic, then we're able to prevent a hell from escalating. But you got to be in power, you got to be in the power position. Don't let somebody else's anger, hate, transform into you, and then you perceive your reality and judge other people to be hateful people. Or like, if you're judging somebody to be wrong, then trust in yourself that you're going to be the one that's more wrong than the person that you're judging. Because the world is screwed up, and a lot of people are noticing it, and a lot of people are being affected by it. And just because they're in a state of anger, um, doesn't mean that they're bad people. They're just recognizing something, they're in process of something. And we, as humans, if you want to create a world of peace, then you have to participate in helping somebody else out through the process of peace. And if you don't understand where they're coming from, that just means it hasn't hit you. You don't know the truth yet. You're stuck in an illusion of thinking you know what's going on. But you will know what's going on when you have an understanding of how everybody else is being affected from it. So if you don't have any understanding for another human being, you haven't found truth yet. You know shit still. And basically, you got to get yourself into that angry stage as everybody else for you to know that you're getting there. You're finding truth. When you've lost everything, that's the time that truth hits you like a ton of bricks. Until then, if you want to know truth, just try and understand what somebody else is trying to say. And when they find truth, it's painful things. So, and it causes a lot of frustration. So they're just in process of finding out truth. And the first thing to go is your communication. You can't seem to communicate with anybody when you end up finding truth. Peace out.